like it. Looks like we're moving.
Nice.
Oh, here, let me find out.
I just go live. Let's see if it's working.
Not yet, it's not.
No?
It says you're live now, so.
Is it we're live and we're on
Yeah, we're on YouTube.
on
We just
YouTube?
went live.
But Lane's tablet hasn't picked it up yet? Is that kind of what's going on?
I'm guessing it says that we're live. It's showing it on my screen that we're live on YouTube.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm just not getting video yet. Oh, no, I am. There you are.
Hey.
Woohoo.
Just took a minute, right?
Yeah.
All the movement's fine.
Oh, it's delayed.
Ooh.
Wait.
What, the video is delayed?
Well,
Yeah,
for
there's a-
you, it's going to be delayed, especially if you're looking at that. If we're
Oh,
just paying
okay.
attention to the comments, it should be fine.
All right, perfect.
You already put something up there, looks
Yes,
like.
yes, I did.
Is that for Casey?
There's a solid lag. It's fun because I'm watching you talk but not talk.
Exactly. It's like me speaking.
It's like
Or
the
new
old
language.
radio call-in stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You'd be listening, you're like, I'm not on the radio, and they're like, seriously, you are. Shut up.
Dialing for
Give
dollars.
it a second. You'll hear it. You'll hear it.
This is like dialing for dollars.
Yeah.
It is. Anyways, hey, guys.
Hey.
We're coming to you live for the first time on the Daily Torch. And we're glad that you guys came in.
I think
If you've
it's-
stopped by, give us a like, comment, and subscribe, and keep watching, please.
You suck.
You suck.
You know, Casey just wishes he could do what I do.
That's hilarious.
So what's on the docket today, guys?
I don't know. Oh, all right. So I'm going to start with a story. So you
course
guys
you are.
know last year at the gym, my car got hit by a plow.
Yeah, I remember.
So
that.
my gym is owned by the county, which
Uh-huh.
means my gym is cleared by the county.
Right.
So the way that it worked, the county needed a bunch of bids, and then they had to submit it for whatever their approval process is. In the meantime, if I wanted to have a car, I had to pay the deductible up front and then would be reimbursed.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yes, this is like a year ago. I've hit my insurance company up a couple times, like, hey, when do I get my deductible back? Oh, we're working on it, whatever. So I get a call from the county today. Mind you, my car was parked. I wasn't in it. I was in the middle of a workout. It was in a clear space marked with clear lines. It was not over any lines. It was not backed out too far. There is no liability here on my part. Just an antsy and over-aggressive snowplow driver who backed up, hit the brakes too hard, and slid into my car.
So you know that because he admitted to that?
He's a county driver, and that whole parking lot's on camera.
Oh,
So yeah, they
okay.
came in, he came in
Oh, he did.
and told the people at the gym, and then the people at the gym walked upstairs and were like, so who owns the light blue whatever? And I went,
That would
God
be
damn it. Raised my hand. Like, I did it, it's mine. And then they explained what happened. So today I get a phone call from the county.
Oh,
They're like, hey, Merry Early Christmas. We owe you $500. I thought it was going to come from the insurance company. I don't care who pays me.
right.
I'm like, cool. They're like, we're just going to fill out some paperwork.
Oh,
I'm like,
Jesus.
what? I didn't think anything of it. When they first said it, I'm thinking, oh, it's just, stupid, whatever kind of paperwork. We paid you. I sign off on it. They have proof, whatever.
And
Yeah.
it's not that.
No, it's not that. She goes, I'm going to send you over a vendor form. We have to set you up as a vendor. And you have to fill out an I-9.
Ooh.
And I go, absolutely not. And she goes, what? And I go, there's no way I'm letting you pay me out as revenue for services or products that becomes taxable. I paid in advance for liability that you should have paid when you did it. But because of your arcane policies, it took me a year, apparently, to get this phone call. Just under 10 and a half months. Well, it's the only way we can do it. Well, you're going to figure out another way.
You know what? Go ahead.
What?
Have your insurance contact them. Just pick up the phone and go, hey,
Dude,
guys.
turns out my insurance company, and it's a named brand, is trash.
Ooh.
Like, they don't know what they're doing. They've got so many departments and so many policies and procedures. You're going through phone trees. You can go through 3 different phone trees in one phone call.
Yikes.
Yeah, it's obnoxious.
But yeah.
Oh,
and
Casey,
so-
I absolutely threatened. Casey goes, sue those bastards. On the phone call, I'm like, do I just have to go to small claims court and file against the county to get my money back? Like as not taxable revenue?
Well,
And she goes, I don't understand why you're being so aggressive. I'm like, I'm not being aggressive. You're doing this the easiest way you know how, which is creating financial liability for me that I shouldn't have.
right.
Well, but like, no, there's no but here. It was your snowplow driver who hit my car and created liability for you, which I had to pay for in advance out of pocket so that I could have a car to drive. You're not reimbursing me, you're paying me. What I need to be is reimbursed for money already paid out, not as revenue.
Right.
Because this is a debt from liability that you created and damages that were real. Like, this is not a taxable event.
So this gal stepped into some excrement.
Yeah. She goes, I'm just the messenger. Like, yeah, that's not going to work for me. You chose to work for these people. This is your job. They're paying you. You're going to have to act as a proper representative. P.S. Who's your supervisor? Can I put you on hold for a minute? Sure. I wait a few minutes. She comes back on. She goes,
Oh, good.
I'm going to escalate this to the CFO of the county and see if they can figure it out. I'm like, that's fine. What do you need? She goes, can I get your email address? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Like, when did it just become okay for corporations and government entities to be like, this is the best we can do, so this is all you get? Like, when did that come about?
Oh, I think it's been around for eons.
Is it just people are just willing to accept whatever they can get? Is that what it is?
No, well, on the consumer side, yes. On the county or private sector side, it's about not hitting the bottom line, doing it in a way.
Well, agreed. On the corporate side, it's about total revenue and EBITDA generally.
Right.
On the county side, it's just about being lazy.
Well, yes and no. I think the counties or government entities, there are some that have chosen to incorporate EBITDA, but there are some that are archaic and haven't stepped up and into that realm for whatever reason because government is slow.
Yeah, but it better not be about EBITDA for a county. It better be about county services. Like on the government level, you better be serving your jurisdiction, whatever that is,
Sure.
county, city.
Sure.
Like on some level, that has to be the priority, and they're not doing that for whatever reason. They're like, well, she's like, well, I don't understand why you're not happy about this. I'm trying to pay you. I'm like, yeah, but you're doing it in such a piss poor way that it's offensive.
Well, I mean, but you're an educated person. I mean, you've got a little bit of edge more than the common citizen of the county.
Oh, he's got a lot more.
Well, I'm being conservative.
I don't think I was out of line. I wasn't asking him to do rocket science.
No.
I just wanted them to pay me out in a manner that represented the reimbursement in which I was owed.
No doubt. I'm not debating that.
And then it's like a bank, right? Where they're like, it's the law. You're like, well, some of what you do is the law, and some of what you do is internal policy, and you should know the difference.
Right.
She's like, well, it's the only way we can pay you out. I'm like, no, it's the only way you're choosing to pay me out. There are at least 19 revenue generating like facilities inside that county. Any one of them can just give me petty cash and write it off as a like nondescript expense.
Right. Well, I mean, so
But they're like, well, we have to cover ourselves. Don't care about that.
Yeah.
Not my problem.
not my issue.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm willing to bet that Douglas County hasn't kept up with the times, so to speak. I mean, they should have a department specifically overseeing stuff like what happened to you.
Isn't that like their finance department?
No, so this was a function of finance. This was risk management. She's like, I'm from risk management. Okay, let's talk.
Yeah. But what I'm saying, there's a different department about evaluating the situation and getting the payback to the resident.
Yeah, no, I get that. I was just annoyed. I was so annoyed at that phone call. A year later, and you're trying to jerk me around to save, like, so that I owe $100 and whatever to the IRS. Like,
Right.
really? Is that what we're doing here?
Well, wait a minute. How about just us? How about them just what do you call it? Paying you out with the taxes that you're going to have to pay.
Oh, pay me extra?
Yeah,
Well,
pay you
Nevada
more than the
doesn't-
500. Pay you the 500 plus taxes.
Yeah, but they're not going to do that.
No,
You never know if you don't ask.
That's true, but they're not going to do that.
it's the county. They won't do it.
I mean, at some point, I'm going to be talking to the CFO of the county,
Right?
which is going to be a blast.
Isn't it?
No,
Man, I can't wait for that
not in,
podcast.
not in the slightest.
Come on, Wayne.
Oh, my
Not
God.
in the slightest.
So wait, so we're 11:30 on the West Coast, right? So what is this on the East Coast? 2:30 in the morning?
2:30 in the
Yeah,
morning.
right around there.
Yeah. Isn't that fun?
I'll
I mean, it really is our people. That anybody that's watching is definitely in like our class of people.
That is true.
What is our class of people?
The people that are up in the middle of the night.
Oh, true.
Generally
True,
speaking.
true.
As a first qualifier.
But also in New York, I mean, this is kind of like their wind down for the day. You know what I mean? It's like,
Is it?
Well,
I
I'm-
saw a study 6 months ago that was talking about how early like partying hours have become. Everything is shutting down earlier.
really?
Movie theaters have had an extra matinee and 5 o'clock show and taken away one of the late shows.
Yeah.
Ah.
Bars are
is that-
closing earlier.
Do you think that's something as a result of COVID?
Yeah, no, it was specifically post-COVID is what they were talking about.
Okay.
I feel like it's mainly the smaller movie theaters like that because Galaxy still has their late ones that go at like 11:30.
10,
Well,
11:30.
Galaxy's also contract like those big theaters, especially when they get the first run of a movie, they're contracted for a certain number of showings.
And not only that, Galaxy will start at 10 in the morning as well.
Yeah.
Will they really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have some going then.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've looked it up. I've never been, but I've looked it up.
I have.
He's like,
one-
I'm not familiar with that time of day, but in theory, I could go.
I could go.
I mean, I've been because like there's days where I've gotten off at 8 in the morning. I'm like, I can't get to sleep. Let's go to a movie.
Yeah, no
It's the
shit.
easiest way to do that. Then I just go home.
Oh, I will say when I was getting off graveyards from the casino, especially the last graveyard of the week, and it was the one where I did it the most. The end of my week was Sunday morning. So we'd go and we'd watch the 10 o'clock games, basically get hammered, put a bunch of stupid sports bets down that we never won, like just dumb bets. You're barely coherent at that point anyway. And then you had to find something to do after the game to go start to sober up a little bit and then go home and go to bed.
Especially seeing how your
mean,
drive
like, have
was usually
breakfast?
long.
Yeah, what's that?
Said your drive was usually long, wasn't it?
No. At this place, my drive was just down the road.
Is that why you were still
Where
here?
were you?
I was in the place on Pioneer when I was working at Horizon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was like 23.
That's when you make all your stupid bets.
Oh, you were 23 years old.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
like
okay.
23. It was a while ago. Those were a blast.
You reading
yeah, I'll
Casey's
bet.
message?
Yeah. I don't know what. I've got a little bar that I need to move. Get out of there. There we
Yeah.
go. Hold on. Nope, it's not doing it.
No, that.
There we
heart
go.
thing.
Crappy working from home call center person. No. She was. I'm pretty sure she was at the county, Casey. Like she was a real county employee. I don't think Douglas. This is Douglas County we're talking about. I don't think they do the work from home thing.
Not always.
Oh.
There's a few of them that can, but
Yeah.
most of them don't. Still,
Yeah.
yeah.
Douglas County doesn't believe in COVID.
No, and they don't believe you should be able to work from home.
Oh yeah. They want every minute they can get out of you.
Listen, my training, I got to work, sit at home and watch, be in that video call and
Oh, those-
everything.
yeah,
and
yeah.
It was so long and it was drawn out.
Did you get compensated for that?
Yeah,
Yeah, they
they
pay you
clock
for
me
that.
in on that.
Okay.
Even if it goes over, I just have to let them know.
Listen, it can't be as bad as that Margaritaville training.
Really?
Oh, so bad. So bad.
Yeah. What's your status with that?
I don't know. I can give him a call and
Figure
work
it
there
out.
if I want when Casey's back in here.
Right. So, I don't know. I lost it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I won. I told you guys earlier, 350 points finishing out the season in F1 fantasy
Well, congratulations.
against a professional driver.
No shit.
Yeah, honestly though, his problem is he's a Ferrari guy.
Yeah.
And the races where he decided it was time to go with Ferrari, because he waited. He did what everyone else did. Like, started off the season with Verstappen and Perez and was like, all right, what are we going to do? And then eventually he made the move to Ferrari, and the first race he did it bit him in the ass in such a fantastic way. I mean, I think I beat him that week by like 150 points.
Wow.
How'd he feel about that?
He didn't talk about it.
Of course he didn't.
In fact, we haven't really. We text pretty often. Ever since the first coin that I used, where I went up by like almost 300 points, he has not talked to me about F1 once.
Really?
No.
Oh, that's too bad. So the season is over.
Yeah, that's it. We're now like 96 days out. Casey can tell us. 96 days out from the beginning of the next season.
So 96 days is 3 months?
Yeah, just about. A little over.
Yeah. Oh, wow. It's going to start up that quick again.
I think it starts up in February.
I thought it was a shorter season.
No, it's long now.
Yeah.
It's like NASCAR long.
Is NASCAR long?
Yeah, NASCAR goes.
You can tell I don't follow this stuff very.
I
Casey
don't follow
goes,
it as much either.
way to go, Lane Verstappen. Anyway, what do you guys have going on? I've been rambling about fucking
F1
stupid county business.
I mean, I work for the county. I know how stupid it can be sometimes.
Hey, at least you can get into the gym whenever you want.
That is true. I just have to re-up it every year so I can make sure that gets done. Which reminds me, I got to do my benefits still because I keep forgetting about them.
Yeah. You're like, oh, wait, it's time
Dude.
to re-enroll.
Well, that's the thing. I also have comp time that I could cash out every time I go in. Totally space it.
So it doesn't. You can go to the gym. You can go to the rec center, is it?
Yeah.
And
Both rec centers.
both.
They have
rec-
two.
They
Yeah.
do in
Yeah.
the same spot.
No. One in Gardnerville and one up here.
There's one oh the one that you go to.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the one in Gardnerville is amazing.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
It's nice.
I walked over there because I was looking for the annual pass for the range,
Yeah.
and I went to the wrong place.
Well, you didn't. They moved it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I went in.
Yeah.
So and I went in and it was nice.
Yeah, so that's where it was initially, and then they moved it to that other building across the lot.
Right.
Casey says February 24th is testing.
Oh, okay. Testing.
Yeah, so they get to run some tests on their cars. They get some time in the car because they're going to change a bunch of stuff. They're going to try and catch Red Bull.
Who's they?
Every other team. There were 23 races this year, and Red Bull won 22 of them.
Wow.
23 or 22 races, and Red Bull won 21 of them.
It's all but
Verstappen won 19.
one. Ooh.
And then Perez won the others.
Won two more, and then one race I think was Ferrari, I believe.
Huh.
I could be wrong about that. It was way back in March.
Was it at least in their town?
No, I don't think so.
No.
I don't remember which race it was. Again, Casey, help us out.
He probably will. He has all the stats right now.
Yeah, no, he does. I don't think I'm going to get challenged in that head-to-head again,
Oh,
Probably
I'm
not.
sure you're not.
right?
Why would he challenge you now of all times?
I don't know. It was fun. He's the one that brought it up. I didn't even know it was a thing. He's like, hey, F1 fantasy. Because I would talk to him about F1 a little bit, getting into the season and, changes and stuff. And so he walked in my office one day and he's like, we're doing this. Like, okay.
Looks like it was a Singapore race.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Singapore. Was it Signs that won in Singapore, Casey?
He'll get there eventually.
Right?
Yeah.
30-second delay, It's okay.
Is that what it is? 30
that-
seconds?
Yeah, I was
30
sitting
seconds?
there counting as I
Oh.
switch cameras.
Of course
Oh,
you were.
okay.
I have to.
Yeah.
I want to know how far off I am.
What are you guys smoking? Are
That's
they any
funny.
good?
Oh yeah, I'm in one of my go-tos, Oliva V, except the one that I picked for tonight was the Milano.
Oh, you picked a Milano?
Yeah, rather than the base.
My only problem with the Milano is they smoke so fast.
They do.
I mean, you just kill them all. It's like 20 minutes in, you're like, oh, it's gone.
Right. That's okay.
No, they're really good cigars. I love, because it's a different wrapper than the V.
Yes.
It's a Ecuadorian wrapper.
Well, isn't it considered a V also?
Yeah, but they changed the wrapper out, so it's a slightly different blend.
Interesting.
It's an Ecuadorian wrapper,
Okay.
not a
And it's a
Nicaraguan
box
sun
press.
grown, and it's a box press.
Yeah.
What
and
about
I
you?
just finished the Man of War.
Oh, of course you did.
It's a good one. What is it? The Dark
Age Maduro
Dark Age.
I keep wanting to call it the Dark Horse. You know.
and the Robusto. I can bring the Solomons back in now. They're back in stock.
Ooh, I love the Solomons.
I figured you might.
I can go through those like no other. The next one I'm going to start is the Rocky Patel Edge Nicaragua Blue Band.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I
okay.
brought the anniversaries back in too.
Oh, I saw that.
The Edge. It's the
the
20th
Edge.
anniversary.
Okay. 25th?
It's the only other Edge I'll smoke. That and the Blue Band. I thought it was 20th for some reason.
Okay. I don't know.
Signs Norris Hamilton in Singapore. Yeah, I was right. It was Signs. That's why. So the race after Singapore is when he jumped on Signs in F1 and then Signs DNF'd.
Ooh.
And I think that was one of the races where Verstappen Perez went 1-2. And Perez came, or he won the next one, came way back. He was like 16 spots down. So he got all the points for passing, plus the points for finishing second or whatever he finished. And I just,
I'm guessing you had him.
that was the last race it was in contention, really.
Oh, hey, so we were talking earlier. I'm going to go sideways from F1. So we were talking earlier, and we're going to be reviewing a diesel, I would suspect, in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, that Perfecto we've got in there.
Okay. What I really realized, because I was smoking a couple different diesels, is that it's a good, inexpensive, everyday smoke. That's kind of how I've found
that's fair.
diesels to be.
There's very little offensive about the diesel line.
Yeah.
There's a couple that I really like.
Like,
The Unholy Cocktail I like a lot.
It's a
Yeah.
good one, yeah.
And I forget what the other one is that I like. The Unholy Cocktail is the Blue Band, I think.
I don't know what band it is, but
The Brown Band is pretty good too.
is it
The original Brown Band. Now they've got like 6 of
of the Unholy Cocktail? Is
No. It's a different name.
Yeah, there's. I want to call one Judas Priest, but no, it's not that. But yeah, there are a couple, and they have great names. you know?
Yeah, they do come up with great names.
Yeah.
Although
Not that we can remember them,
Alec Bradley's starting to come up with some pretty good names too.
like the Rare and Fine.
No, that's been out for a while. Fine and Rare,
The
Fine and
Toast.
Rare.
which we're going to review.
Right.
I want to like it, but we've lost the first 4
Yeah.
out of the box,
Out of the box.
All
which
right.
has already set me up to be disappointed. No, I'm smoking a Kintsugi. Kintsugi. That,
Yeah. That's
yeah,
I
this
like
is-
Kintsugi.
This is a really good cigar.
Yeah.
I like the Kintsugi a lot. I don't like the Prensado. I don't care for all that much. I like the Black Market in the punk size.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the Black Market in the full size. The Black Market Esteli in Robusto and Toro is a little bit better,
Is it?
but not like there's other stuff I would smoke instead.
Sure.
The Magic Toast I like though. That's a good cigar.
It is a good cigar. I think we've reviewed that one and Kintsugi.
Yeah,
as
we've
well.
done both.
Yeah.
And then that little Nano Connecticut for what it's supposed to be is really good.
You know, I mean, you guys know I'm not a big Connecticut guy, but there's some. It just didn't hit me.
Which one?
I'd rather the Connecticut, the new one that's in
Oh, I got the Nano.
the
No.
Nano.
Alec Bradley Connecticut and the Nano.
Okay.
Yeah. And
I mean, it's a really good first cigar. It's a lot like the
first and
Warhawk.
last?
Yeah, I mean, last two. It would work for last. But first cigar,
Sure.
when you're sort of acclimating your palate to smoking cigars, like I could comfortably light that on the third hole of a round of golf,
It'd be fine.
smoke it for a hole and a half, and then move on to something full size. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The Diesel Grind Blue. That's the one.
That's the other one. So it's the Unholy Cocktail and the Grind Blue that I like.
Yeah. And
What
then
there's
Alec
some others.
Bradley Black Market Filthy Hooligan.
I think he's being ironic.
I think he is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, actually.
Casey usually is.
I think the Filthy Hooligan's the Candela,
no, the Candela.
the green one.
Yes, I tried a Candela many moons ago.
I smoked the Fuente Candela, and I've never touched another one since. I refuse.
Yeah, the Candela that I smoked was actually an illusion,
Okay,
or illusione.
fair.
You're not big on the the Arturo Fuente brand, anyways. Though
I really like their Sungrown. The Sungrown 858 is
Yeah.
one of my favorite cigars.
I think that's everybody's favorite.
No, because everyone else is like the Shark and Yeho and whatever, or like the Opus Lost World. Like you can have them. They're not bad cigars.
You know, I'd like to get a Shark again.
Yeah,
Do you think?
they just came out last month.
Oh, did they?
Yeah,
The new batch.
Are
Yeah.
they? Are they in the?
I didn't see any at Dion's yet.
Okay.
If I do, I will pick you up one.
Okay.
But I
Appreciate it.
haven't seen him yet. I mean, you got to get lucky because even in that shop, he'll
go.
get a few boxes,
And they go.
but they'll be gone
He
quick.
says the Filthy Hooligan is the Barber Pole Natural Maduro.
Oh, so what's the Filthy Hooligan? There's a Filthy Hooligan that's green too.
I think.
I don't know that I smoked their barber pole.
Wouldn't that be the sun grown if it was green?
No, it's
They do different color bands for different ones.
no. The tobacco is green.
No.
That's a Candela,
Yeah.
where the tobacco, the wrapper is definitely green.
Yeah.
You know, I don't. I think it's green all the way through, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't smoke them. That and the Kentucky Fire Cured, you can have them.
Yep.
I can't
agree.
do the Kentucky Fire Cured. I just the taste on it just isn't
Right.
there.
It's like he went up to a campfire, just went,
Just started huffing it.
yeah.
There's an Italian fire cured. Is it
I have a couple of those if you want to try them.
No, dry cured.
dry cured? Oh,
Yeah.
okay, different.
Yeah, different.
Yeah, I have a
Okay.
couple of
Kentucky
Italian
Fire
ones.
Cured is short filler pipe tobacco rolled into a cigar.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Casey would want to do that. he likes the dry cured Italian ones.
Yeah.
Me and him were both
a
smoking
Peroni.
them.
Oh, they
Yeah.
do. It's the St. Patty's Day. I think it's the St. Patty's Day Filthy Hooligan. I have no interest in it. I'm good.
You don't like that flavor that leaf of the
It's like smoking grass and not the good kind.
so kind of like with your so kind of like with going with tequila for you don't like certain ones that have that heavy grass note.
Yeah, or they're just oversweetened, or that G4 back there. We should review some tequilas. The Fortaleza that I found, that's amazing. G4, amazing. Some of the others I want to try El Tesoro and Tequilano and a bunch of others. Tequila Ocho's good. But all this stuff, like all this celebrity stuff, is just young harvested agave. It's agave harvested like 4 years and then just sugar and additives and crap dumped in there to cover up the fact that it's garbage.
Right. We haven't tried the Terramana in the Raspado yet. I saw it.
I've had it.
Have you?
Yeah.
Same thing?
I had all three. The Añejo is the only one I can drink. It's still not good, but I can drink it. The other two I can't stand.
Fair.
The Blanco, I swear to God, just tastes like celery. Smells like celery and tastes like celery. It's
Mo-
sour. It's like sweet and sour, but it's the off kind of terrible sour. It's not like, sweet tarts.
Fair.
But speaking of names,
Yeah.
Diesel, the Disciple is a good name.
Oh, yeah.
The Crucible.
In fact, I have one of the. What do I have? I have the. No, I have the Diesel Vintage. I thought it was the Disciple Vintage. The Diesel Vintage.
Yes.
Don't worry, Casey. There's one in your little bag that I made for you. What was the name of the annoying? What was the name of that Perfecto?
Oh, Fools, Stubborn Fools.
Stubborn Fool.
Yeah, Fool's Errand, Simple Fool is one. Fool's Errand, Stubborn Fool.
It was the Stubborn Fool.
Yeah, that we have. Yeah, that we have. Delirium is another.
Yeah.
I always got those two brands mixed up, Christoph and Diesel,
Really?
because a lot of their bands are similar.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And like I like the torpedoes, but I've been smoking some of the Christoph's torpedoes. They're okay.
Here's another one, Hair of the Dog.
Casey, weren't you making fun of Christoph the other day?
Yes, he was. He likes to do that.
Hair of the dog.
Hair of the Dog.
It's strange being live.
It is because it's hard to.
Not
think
that anyone
about something
cares,
to
but-
talk at this point.
What else is going on? What else have I?
Wicked.
Oh my God! So there's a girl at the coffee shop I go to.
You go to a coffee shop?
Yeah.
Oh, it didn't seem like you, but okay.
Yeah, it's not a Starbucks.
I go like twice a week. If I don't drink coffee after I work out, I'll stop and get like a latte or something sitting at breakfast.
Did you go to Clyde's?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Heart of Darkness is another one.
The
Yeah.
Wicked's pretty good. I
Who
like
wrote that book?
Oh, what's his name? Fear and Loathing.
No.
No?
No, absolutely not. Fear and Loathing was Hunter S. Thompson.
Right.
Heart of Darkness predates Hunter S. Thompson by quite a bit.
Oh, okay. So
Christoph is Greycliff is what he says.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
would that be the famous drunk? Hemingway.
No.
No?
No. Joseph Conrad. Maybe the darkest writer ever.
Who?
Joseph, you've never really?
Yes.
Heart
really?
of Darkness. So stuff you would have read in high school. Heart of Darkness, The Secret Sharer.
No, stuff that you read in high school.
They got rid of
because
a lot of that
I
stuff.
only
Did they really? Secret Sharer is fantastic. It's only like 28 pages. It's a short story, but it's really good.
Yeah, it's not in high schools anymore.
The Heart of Darkness is what Apocalypse Now was based off of.
Right. I was gonna comment on that. No, you read those books in high school because you enrolled and you attended. Okay. I just enrolled
And did not attend.
and did not attend. And it's amazing that I've done as well as I have in life.
I mean, I attended high school. I just
So Clyde's. There's this
Clyde's.
girl that I've been flirting with at Clyde's for like 2 years.
Wow.
You're like passively flirting, right? Like I'm not gonna ask someone out at work because that's just rude.
Really?
Yeah, it's not my thing.
Okay. I
Just
would.
like this climber, snowboarder chick, like just the right, like perfect little shoulders, like
Right
great
tempo for
build,
you.
pretty much across the board. So I walk into the gym today, my gym, and I walk up the stairs and I look right,
And there she is.
and she goes, "Hey," and she gives me a big smile. I'm like, "Well, this just got better."
Is that what you said?
No, I didn't.
okay.
that was the
You
thought.
thought that.
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
That was the thought that went through your head. Okay. So, did you ask her out? She
No.
wasn't. She wasn't at work.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
this
that-
is true.
At the gym.
So, at some point, I might. Like, if she shows interest at the gym, I will. But you don't cold approach people at the gym because that's another, like, sacred space. I'm not going to make that uncomfortable for her.
True. True.
Like, that's the last thing anybody wants is to be uncomfortable in, like, the space they go for salvation.
This is what's going to happen. He's going to throw up some heavy weights. Just get it going. All those heavy weights. She's going to see it and say, "Yep."
I don't think she's the kind that's impressed by heavyweights, unfortunately.
I don't know. Show her you're flexible too.
No. I mean,
Yeah.
she's like a rad little snowboarder chick. Like, she's on the search and rescue team.
Oh wow.
Yeah, for Douglas County. Like, she does real stuff. She's super cool.
You should read that.
Casey?
I wouldn't read it out loud.
Silence.
Oh, my
Silence, yeah.
God.
Okay.
That would be Casey.
You got to let the audience.
He's
know.
attacking you, Will.
Me?
Yes,
Yeah.
he's attacking you specifically.
Well,
Only girl Will asks out are strippers.
you know, there once was a time that was true.
Oh my God, that's not a good situation.
Well, I mean, I have to admit to my bad side as well as my good side.
Yeah, we've heard all those
and,
stories.
and the good side is not as big as the bad side, I must say.
Oh my God, I'm so desperate for winter to show up. This shop has been so boring. I mean, every October, November, but this shop has been so boring.
So is it boring or is it just slow?
Both. I mean, it's boring because it's slow.
Right.
I
but
mean, there's no one in town. I mean, people are like, Heavenly's open with a green run. Like, that's not open.
Well, they're going to have an intermediate one, I think.
Is it just Boulder?
No.
No, it's Maggie's.
Maggie's?
Yeah.
You know, they really need a J chair.
Yes, we've agreed on this many, many times.
Yes. I mean,
Listen, if you want to come up with it doesn't make financial sense. The mountain's already making too much money. We don't need to invest anything. Like, we'll never recover the investment that we put into it based on the increase in business we'll get. Fine. If you want to make a business argument, fine. But when they're like, it only helps flow on the mountain 3 days a year on average, you're full of shit.
yeah.
That's just ridiculous.
And here's the thing: it would become so much of a snowboarder-friendly mountain then. As a result of that, it would. I mean, it would build. It would take out any of the traverses that tough. Except for crossover. Wouldn't take out crossover. That one's murder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but only the experienced riders are going to be going through those, right?
What?
they
through
No, I
Cross-
mean there's a
through
couple of them,
crossover?
like Sky Trail.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
You have to like if you want to go to Nevada, that's the trail, and if it's just awkward enough if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to be in the way of everybody else. Like I was with a group of people, they weren't any good, but they weren't like the worst people I've ever seen on the mountain.
That would
It
be
took
me.
them an hour and a half
Just
to get through Sky Trail.
Oh my God.
Like I thought we were gonna get stuck on the mountain. It was late in the day. I'm like, we should go back. I thought I gave us enough time. I went down. So you drop down past Pinnacles, and then you come around the corner. I think it's past Pinnacles, and then there's that big bank on the left,
I'm trying to remember what they call that.
right before you get into Milky Way Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
that section right there.
so the uphill part that
No,
goes up to
Well, you can hike out Milky Way Bowl.
right.
Or you turn the corner right, and then it drops, and then you're on that run out to like above Mott, where it turns the corner and drops into East Peak. But you go through this little like gully thing, this little
Yeah.
alley thing. Anyway, I got down to just before that, didn't think I was too far ahead, and sat down. 45 minutes later, I started walking backwards to find them.
Wow.
How long did it take you to find him?
About 20 minutes. It was bad. So then we finally get down. I'm like, guys, we have to get out of here. This is like 4:15.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, we have to get out of here. Like we have to get down there and get on this run to then go down another run, or get on this chair to go down another run to get to the gondola to get off the mountain.
if that chair's even running after 4.
Thankfully, Comet was running.
Oh my God. Okay.
And then you drop down Comet and go down to make the left turn.
The
and,
backside.
Yeah. And they were like, what happens if we don't? I'm like, well, you guys are screwed. I can get off the mountain just fine from anywhere, but you guys are going to be stuck. Yeah.
True.
Like I'll send
Facts.
I'll send ski patrol for you when I get to the bottom.
Everybody's bundled up by the time ski patrol finds him.
Oh, dude, one guy was in sweats.
That
Same guy, dude in sweats, looks at me and goes, he's like, I really just think we need to find some real snowboarding on this mountain. And I didn't say anything. I was like, well, everyone else wants to go. The reason we went over there from the first place, because we came with the gondola, is they wanted that photo from that spot. They're like, where is it? I go, it's on Ridge Run. It's a ways from here.
Yeah. It's,
So we went over to Ridge Run and come back. But in the interim, this dude in sweatpants is like, I want to find, like, we need some real terrain. And thankfully, I just blame the girls. I'm like, well, they want to go over here, so we're probably going to do that. In my head, I'm like, if we go find some real terrain, you're going to freeze to death out here because you're going to get lost.
right.
Like, you might die.
It's okay.
Just saying.
Casey wants real terrain as well. He wants the terrain park back.
Oh, the big park that they got
Yeah.
rid of? Yeah.
Yeah. That won't happen.
No, probably
No, they moved all that crap up to North Star. North Star is the park mountain now.
not. Okay.
And they really divided Tahoe by mountains because they've got 3 mountains up here. So they really tried to like differentiate brands between the 3 of them. I'm not necessarily sure I know why, but they won't bring mountain biking down to Heavenly because it's at North Star in the summer. Like they're 2 completely different crowds.
Well, it's also a TRPA issue.
It is not a TRPA issue. They're approved. They've been approved for 5 years.
Oh, have they?
Yes.
Huh. Okay.
Casey knows. I mean, Lane knows this because he wants it to happen.
Yeah.
They
I
just
get
when
that.
they have a question they don't want to answer, they blame TRPA.
Or they blame the wind.
Yeah. Well, like they've already engineered the wind guard for the gondola, I've been told, because that gondola had 85 days down last year.
Mm-hmm.
They've already engineered it, just won't put it up. Don't know why.
Where is it? Where would you put it?
So you have to put it over that first ridge. That's the problem for the gondola.
The first ridge. You mean
Yeah, so you go up, you go across, and then you go up, and then you get to the top, and then you turn, and then you go about 50 yards, and you're in the mid station. It's those 4 towers right before the mid station.
yeah. And that's a tough build.
Is it?
I think I mean
It's
it is and it isn't.
it's a multi-billion-dollar corporation. They can rent a helicopter.
They already do,
have
right?
helicopters.
For lifts, to
Yeah.
put lifts in, yeah. I mean,
It's like the J chair. What they don't tell people is that mountain makes stupid amounts of money. It's one of their top earners.
right.
Secretly one of their top earners because it's not Vail or Breckenridge or Beaver Creek or Whistler. It's just little, questionable mountain in South Lake Tahoe that makes them grips of cash.
We're not that small.
No, we're not. But like when you think about it, because
I
no
mean,
one puts us on the list with those mountains in Colorado or with Whistler.
Or Utah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
we make more than most of them.
I see what you're saying.
Like it's secretly a massive cash cow for Heavenly and for Vail and for whatever reason they don't want to tell anybody.
Right, right.
We can't let people know what this mountain makes, but we don't need to invest in it either because it makes this much money.
So why put more money into it when it's
Yeah.
already cashing out?
Yeah.
Speaking of Whistler, I was just notified of a one-bedroom villa
Yeah.
in Whistler, and it's right on the village stroll, and they're giving me a big break. I think the week is $1,000.
Oh, that's not bad.
For a one-bedroom villa.
Yeah.
That would be because they say it sleeps 4, but I've been at the Marriott villas.
Yeah.
And based upon our experience at whatever resort that was that we'll never go back to,
Yeah. What was that in Park City?
I have no idea. I couldn't tell you.
It was a big name.
It wasn't a big name, but it was.
It was a name I recognized.
It was.
Yeah. It was a name I recognized for luxury.
Yeah.
Like most of their properties are luxury properties, but this, like, they just cheaped out on those corner units
Yeah.
because that was part of another unit. That was only half of the original unit.
I think it was even a third.
Yeah.
I don't think it was half. I think it was like a third. I mean, it was a studio essentially of the larger.
It was 100% a studio.
Yeah.
Whether they put a door in the bedroom or not, it was a studio. It was so uncomfortable.
I'm sorry.
No, I mean, you didn't know,
Yeah, I didn't.
but it was so uncomfortable.
But that's why I've been looking at Whistler. It's like, okay, is that one going to be kind of like the experience that we had at Park City, or is it going to be? And when it said one-bedroom villa,
Yeah.
I knew exactly the type of room it had because I was at the Marriott in Park City, and it was a one-bedroom villa, and it was awesome. I mean, it was just.
Have you seen photos? Looked up photos of it already, or
They're not showing. They don't have, for whatever reason, they don't have room.
oh yeah, that's
pictures.
a janitor's closet for you. What's that? You were talking about them picking up a new place
Oh,
in Europe.
yeah. So they're under. I don't know if I'm supposed to be talking about this.
Ooh,
Was it a private email?
It was a company email.
I mean, I don't know. You don't have to talk about it, but I'm
Yeah.
sure if they've announced it intra-company, they've also had to make some sort of a public filing because they're a publicly traded company.
Right, but how many of us know that we would need to look at their public
No, that's true.
filing to understand that there's
But-
a new resort somewhere in the universe.
The idea that it's proprietary information, if they've sent it out to, all the staff of their 18 ski resorts, is a little silly.
It's more than 18.
Well, yeah, whatever it is.
Now.
It's huge. I mean, it's like 47.
Yeah.
I mean,
oh yeah, that word got out fast.
well, yeah, that's been what word?
It's like
The one about the new
Yeah.
new property.
new property that they're going to do.
It's like that line in Waiting, the movie Waiting. Do you know where you work? People with the day off already know. Yeah.
That works for casinos as well.
Yeah,
Oh, dude, I love it that people think there's secrets in casinos. Second floor is like, don't tell anybody. I'm like, I just heard this from a bartender like a day ago. And they're like, what? I'm like, do you think there's secrets in this building? You're crazy. Yeah.
Hell, I don't even work in a casino anymore, and I still get a lot of information.
Right? They come through here. I had some guy sitting in here, and he's like, they just come in here and tell you everything, don't they? I'm like, yep, pretty much.
So bars and cigar shops, it's where you go to tell all the information.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I'm intrigued with Whistler. And
Yeah, and they're right now, they're in the snowpath. They're about to get up, the Pacific Northwest is going to get a couple feet out of this storm.
Yeah, out of this storm. It's
And the
coming down.
Rockies.
Are we gonna get any?
We're gonna
We get very low.
we're gonna get trace amounts.
I mean, in theory, in an El Nino year, eventually the snow track moves south.
Right.
And Whistler turns bone dry.
Yeah.
Like they get nothing.
So we're on the low end. We're on the southern end of the jet stream that's going through. It cuts into a dry spot somewhere in the lower San Joaquin Valley.
Hey, Casey knew what mountain you're talking about already.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, his comment, Vale just purchased Crans, Montana in Switzerland.
That's it.
See,
See, people with the day off already know.
So yeah, they're under negotiations. I don't know if they've actually acquired it because the intra email was that they're in negotiations. They're in talks. I mean, that would be awesome.
would you go out there at some point?
You know, it's funny. I don't think so, and it's not because I'm not interested in going out there. It's just that I'm not a traveler. I stay on this continent, pretty much. It's not like I've been to Canada, I've been to Mexico, and I've never been to Hawaii, and I've been to Florida and Mississippi. I'm just kind of like this continent.
This is your area. You like it?
I mean, I want to go to Europe sometime desperately.
I'm
And I want to go
debating-
South America.
I'm debating it still. My mom wants to go in March. I have a friend going out too.
No, I
I'm
mean,
just
I want
like,
to go to ski and snowboard.
Well, yeah, of course. You do.
Okay.
I would like to, but
I
I'm not
also
good
want to go
enough.
to Ireland to golf and the UK and Scotland.
See, and that's where they're planning on going. And I'm just like, I would love to go there.
Yeah, but you don't golf.
Not really, because I don't know how really.
But there's so much
know,
here
there's you.
in the Americas to explore, and that's what I really learned when I was riding my motorcycle. There's there's the Grand Canyon, there's Yosemite, there's Yellowstone. And that's just in the western half of the United States. Pennsylvania and Massachusetts, all the history that's up there.
I know, I still have to go to the Northeast. So I have 7 states left.
What
Oh.
states are those?
All right, Hawaii, Alaska, Rhode Island, Vermont, Maine, Connecticut,
Massachusetts.
Delaware.
What about Massachusetts?
No, I've been to Massachusetts. I haven't
yeah.
been to Boston.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I would like to go to Boston to see the baseball. It's not Wrigley Field,
It's Fenway.
Fenway.
Fenway
That's
Park.
it. Yeah.
I wanted to go to the Louisville Slugger Museum, but it was closed when I was out there.
That's unfortunate.
It was horrible.
Is that not in Louisville?
It is in
Oh,
Louisville.
okay.
And that's the thing. I was out there. Didn't get to see it.
I would have a hard time being in Kentucky going to a baseball museum because I'd be doing other things.
Well, yeah. But I was with my parents and my wife. And it was one of those things. Like, it would have been nice to go do and see see where they're made and all that. And
No, it would be kind of cool. You're
probably
right.
buy one from there. Directly from the hub. Can you make this for me? Thank you.
What I'm going to need, here are the specs. Just go ahead and do that.
Gonna need some barbed wire around that for some Cactus Jack.
No, I'm ready to start going to other countries. Like, I've seen a lot of this country, and a lot of it I could see again and have no problem with it, especially for skiing and snowboarding. I've never been to Jackson Hole in the winter. I want to go up into Montana, like parts of Idaho, spend some more time in the Rockies. And in the summer, there's all sorts of stuff to do in this country. But I want to go do a little bit more than that. And I haven't really had a chance, like being chained to casinos for such a large part of my career. Like, I tell people and they don't believe me. I've been bought out of every vacation day I've ever earned in a casino. Because once you get to a certain level, like once you have a certain skill set in a bunch of different areas, you don't get vacation.
No.
Like, you talk about it, they're like, you should take vacation, and then you schedule it. And then they go, oh yeah, you can't go then, we've got X going on. And they don't care if you've got a deputy or, in my case, 15 deputies that can do the job.
Yeah, that's not gonna work for us.
Yeah. Every single vacation day I've ever earned.
The last time I went on vacation was in the Army, and it was 2 here.
Yeah.
So
Were you working when we went to Park City? Or were you in between?
I think I was in between.
Okay.
I think I had...
Because Fandango came after it.
Fandango was after I'd left the club and I hadn't started Fandango yet.
Yep. Okay.
So that was just perfect timing.
Yeah. Yeah, that club. I would have liked to have a shot at that club without that GM at the time, because I just couldn't do anything.
Well, I mean, he micromanaged too much.
Yeah, badly. Like, I don't mind micromanagers if they know what they're doing, but he was just so massively incompetent, which I got to tell him, which is amazing.
Casey says Sudbury's nice.
What is it, Casey?
The Sudbury Blueberry.
Unbelievable amount of attractive women in Sudbury.
That is true. And you could probably pull so much.
What's this vacation thing you speak of? Well, I mean, in Casey, in your particular situation, you had to go on medical leave to get vacation.
Jeez. That's unfortunate, isn't it?
Hey, he
know,
was
it's
going to go. I'm sure he's going to be healthy by March.
Oh,
He was going to go down to PCA
Yeah.
and, work out some cigar contracts for us.
Oh, that'd be cool.
He should be. Hopefully, he'll be healthy enough by then.
I can't imagine he's not.
Yeah.
I think we'll see him again in January.
Kind of miss that guy. I wonder if he wants some company down. Can he smoke cigars now?
No, it would affect his recovery.
Oh, it would definitely.
Not to mention with diabetes. And
Well,
all
he's
that,
on
it
here.
kinda
Let's just
affects all
ask
that,
him.
too.
No, the doctor did not prohibit him from smoking.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
He said, I think what Casey told me was, the doctor goes, look, I'm a doctor. I'm going to tell you to quit smoking, but it's not crucial to what you need to accomplish.
very true.
And he can tell me if that's right or not, but
So a lot of my, what do you call it? Healthcare. A lot of my healthcare providers, they go, do you smoke? And I go, yes, I smoke cigars. And they go, oh, well, that's okay. That's not as bad as. We don't want you to smoke cigars, but if you're going to smoke cigars.
Well, the reason why is there's not as much carcinogens in there. There's not like the embalming agent. There's not rat poison or anything like cigarettes have. It's
Oh,
it's a
right.
lot healthier than cigarettes for sure.
Well, yeah.
But it's in a standpoint, it's still unhealthy.
it's still a massive upper. It's going to affect your blood pressure. It's-
Correct.
Well, their main concerns is oral cancer and throat cancer. That's their,
With nicotine,
Ah, but
no,
don't inhale.
with smoking.
I don't think that's accurate.
Well, I mean, right. Or it may not be accurate, but that's what they're peddling.
No, I know, but what most, like, I had one of my uncles,
That is correct. But no smoking
Oh.
until I'm healed.
yeah. So one of my uncles smoked his entire life. Now his life was cut short for other reasons. But when he died, his lungs were fine. He was, however, a walking heart attack ready to happen.
Okay.
That runs.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It runs in my family too.
Yeah, like, what is it, vasodilation that
Yeah.
it fucks up with? There are other problems because it's such a big upper. And
Well,
when
yeah.
you're doing it all the time, like especially cigarette smokers who are smoking all day, every day,
Right.
it's like being stressed out, like your body being physically stressed out all the time.
Right.
It causes massive deleterious effects.
Deleterious.
Yes.
Nice,
Definition.
nice big word.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the 5-cent word? That's the dollar word. What's the 5-cent word?
Detrimental.
Detrimental. Perfect.
Yeah.
So,
So there's at least one person watching this that's not me or Casey. Is it you? Oh, you're on it too?
Yeah, because I'm watching that's why I'm able to see it right
Oh,
away.
okay.
Because it takes me a while to go like this and try and read it.
Yeah,
from
so
this
you
distance.
get the chat right there, right?
I do, and I can see it. It's just my focus goes in and out a lot on it when I'm trying to read it.
I mean, so we're streaming to no one. It's
That's
okay.
not true. You're streaming to 3 people. That still counts as views.
I mean, it's basically this one's basically just our podcast, but
Yeah.
it's shot live.
Live coming to you.
Live plus 30 seconds.
so podcast, new and. Come on, guys.
We were wondering where you were going.
I
with
thought
that.
you were going to finish that.
Oh, no, I can't.
This is all right. So one of my biggest problems with the Margaritaville training.
New and improved.
There you go. So what you just did is called call and response. It's a speaking tool.
And you hate it.
Because I don't hate it. all by itself. I hate it because everyone is so bad at it and everyone uses it. So there was this trainer for this training session.
Okay.
And Margaritaville's full of a bunch of made up garbage recipes. It's all blended sugar. It's trash. And she would hold up, like she wouldn't hold up. She would call out, like she'd be talking about a recipe and she'd be like 6 count of, and just wait. And then someone would finally pipe in and she's like 3 count of, and just wait. And someone would finally pipe in and she's like, come on guys, you got to know this shit. So you don't get to blame the audience for failed call and response is the problem. If it fails, it's the speaker's fault. You didn't do it right. So that you either have to cue people up to do it, and it's an incredible training tool. If you either cue people up, or what she could have done, just as easy, whatever the 6 count of was going to be, say it was Margaritaville Silver Rum, right? 6 count of, whole class participates, and they learn something. Like call and response requires cues. And most people just think like they haven't queued up the audience isn't engaged, and they just think it's going to work. Well, it turns out you're a garbage speaker and it's not going to work, and you're going to feel bad, and then you're going to blame the people you're speaking to, and then you're going to feel worse because you're going to look like the trash speaker you are.
Hey, man, my synapses just kind of short-circuited, so I'm not taking this personal lane, but I'm just letting you know even though I wasn't consciously doing.
No, I get that. I'm not saying that.
Okay.
I was just pointing out what that is.
Oh, okay. So a great example of call and response.
Yeah, well, that's just the structure of it, right?
Okay.
None of this is directed at you.
No, I know. I'm just having fun with this.
Like, you did it one time in jest, right? But that's not what she was doing. She was using it as an actual training tool.
Yeah.
And she did it the whole time.
I didn't do it in jest.
So-
I was
so-
just short-circuiting.
So it requires.
And never got it right.
So what you're saying is it requires cues and prior knowledge
Yes.
of what it's supposed to be.
You have to
Absolutely.
load them up for them to give you the answer that you want. You can't just expect it to happen. That's not the way it works, and it's not effective that way. She wasn't teaching the recipes doing that. If she'd been pulling up the bottles and doing call and response with a visual aid,
Sure.
she would have been teaching the entire class these recipes.
It would have been a lot more effective, too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm going to start using call and response to see if it works. But I
It
have
does.
to use cues.
It does if you cue them up for it. And if you cue them up for it and they're engaged with it, they're going to learn whatever you're talking about far faster.
Fair.
That's going to be a good thing for you to implement in your work environment.
Yeah, for boys' council and all that.
Yeah.
I think it should work out pretty good if they actually know
Kate-
what I'm talking about.
Casey said deleterious is a made-up word.
Exactly. That's why I was laughing. Big word you found in the dictionary.
Yeah, like I said, that's the $1 word.
listen.
I want the 5-cent word.
When you grow up with my dad, you better be able to expand your vocabulary.
Listen, and I know that, and I'm trying to do that with some of the kids already. Is like I give them different things to look up for when they get in trouble, and that there's a cognitive that they have to fill out. I give them a word. Indignation is one of them. It's a good word.
Yeah, it
Indignant is a great word.
Yes.
And all of its variations.
And they don't like those, but they learn something.
Well, and it's funny. I was thinking about that because I have all kinds of time to think about things anyway. But I was thinking about that for the kids, is that their environment that they come out of, but has been modeled for them, they're kind of like screwed. I mean, if their dad is been doing
If they're
illegal things or
if
is
they're
in
not
prison,
there and all these other things, they're troubled at youth, is what they say. At youth risk, but if they don't have the people that can support them and give them that knowledge,
Right.
and show them different ways to do things,
And they're
going to fall back into it.
but they don't have that.
Not on the outsides, no.
Right.
And even when they get out, we give them emails and everything for us, and they can
Sure.
call us at any time, and we'll still sit there and talk to them and talk them through things and help them figure out a solution.
But are they even hungry for that? Are they even?
Some of them are.
That's good. That's good because there has to be a way to show them the alternative or another option.
Yeah, and Lane was telling me, what's the usual retention on that for them not going back to their old ways?
Oh, you mean recidivism?
Recidivism.
Yeah. So if they go through a full program like ROP from beginning to end, which ROP ended at high school graduation.
Yes.
You didn't get released until the end of graduation. If they went back to where they were from, the recidivism rate was in the middle 80s, 84 to 86%. If they went literally anywhere else, it dropped into like the high teens and low 20s.
That's awesome.
See, and that's, we're kind of like, I think we're at 18 right now.
Yeah.
And that's pretty good for our camp, to my knowledge.
Oh yeah.
The camp's #1 in the country for keeping them out and retaining them from keeping them going and into that life. And like even some of them, like one of them just graduated. I was talking to him. He has a sister somewhere. I'm like, go see her. It's out of a place where you're not used to, and you won't find those things unless you're looking. And I'm like, don't look for it. Just leave it where it's at. You don't need it. You want to get out of it anyways.
It's gotten you here where we are now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they'll get there at some point, and I know they will. It takes a while.
Casey says he's going to start a bingo game with made-up words.
In your Margaritaville.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, have you met the new GM?
No,
No.
not yet.
Okay.
I'm hoping he stops by this weekend.
Okay.
How do you think that'll go?
I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to be mean to him out of pocket.
Well, yeah, but I mean, do you know his name? Have you heard anything about him?
No, I know he's been with the company. Michelle likes him, which is probably a good start.
That is.
She never made any comments about liking or disliking other GMs, and she said she was a fan. So,
Oh, really?
yeah, she said she's worked with him for a while. He's easy to work with. He's amicable. Listen, if he's engaged and on the floor, we're already a step ahead of what we just went through.
That is true.
I'll take whatever I can get at this point.
So remember the guy that you said that might be him as he walked by,
Yeah,
and he had a tablet in his hand?
yeah.
I think I just saw him go by.
Again?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he looked in, and but it was brief. It wasn't like
Yeah, I'm hoping he'll stop by at some point. I saw a guy walking around in a suit when the water burst out front that looked like the GM.
okay.
He had that aura about him.
Yeah.
So
Was this the same spot where it bursted last time above Center Bar?
no, this is out in Valet.
Okay.
Hey, Casey, what do you think of the angles that we've got set up? What do you think of Will? I moved him around a little bit. What do you think of me? Obviously, I moved my camera around a little bit.
What do you think
Mine's
of
the
Will? What
same.
do you think of me? That's a fucking wide open.
Well,
Well, I
mean, I
prefaced
know
it
you-
with camera angles.
Yeah, I know, but it's Casey.
Yeah, I know. This is true. I did leave a wide open door to be made fun of.
And that's okay.
I mean,
And
entertainment
you
values
included me
there.
in that doorway.
Oh, we just lost my light.
Oh yeah, we did.
Oh, it's so dark.
What do we?
I kind of thought that was going to happen. I left it on for too long.
Did it overheat?
Yeah.
Is what it is?
No,
No.
the battery died.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, we just didn't plug it in.
We just
have
got to
enough
make
time.
sure this time we had so much time between banking the reviews and doing this. I just overestimated the time we needed.
So you should have turned it off.
I needed to go
basically.
around and turn everything off,
Okay.
and I forgot the lights for a minute.
All right. Well,
It's my fault.
it's the first live podcast that we're doing, so of course we got some kinks that we need to suss out.
Well, yeah, and we'll get there at some point.
Yeah.
Well,
What? So let's see. Is it just Casey that's watching us?
right now,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So we do live podcasts now. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, this
that-
is going to be the format going forward.
right. I mean, that's awesome. I mean, please continue to tell us what you like and what you don't like, but I think it's definitely a step forward
Yeah, I think so.
in the evolution of the Daily Torch.
Well, and I can still cut sections out and do clips and post those that aren't reviews and see what kind of traffic those get.
Okay.
We'll figure it out.
We'll get there.
We had.
I mean, I'd hate to ruin it. We were just starting to get some real traction on the last podcast. I'd hate to ruin it with this, but I think it's worth a shot.
I don't think it's ruining it at all. I mean, if they're engaged in watching a podcast and being a part of that podcast, I don't think it's detrimental. I think they are. It's kind of like inviting. You know, it's like, hey, man, we're real. We make mistakes. We do, left and right. But I mean, if you're listening, I don't care what podcast it is that you're viewing or involved in listening to make the audience feel like they're a part of the situation is tantamount.
Which is what we're trying to do now.
Yeah.
Well, I'd still like to take this and take the audio and throw it on Spotify for whatever it's worth. Casey, I personally bought the boom arm on Friday. This is the first time I've had it. What do you think of it? Because I wanted to be able to lean back and not
Have to be forward.
not be hunched forward with that other microphone stand.
Well, what do you think of it now that you've used it?
Yeah.
Oh, for use, it's fantastic.
And like,
But he asked me specifically, when did we add another boom arm?
Yeah, I saw it.
And I personally bought it end of last week.
Well, yeah, and it clears up your table a little bit more.
Yeah, and it lets me do this, which is way more comfortable than, being way up here.
Leaning forward. Talking seriously.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah, no, this is just more comfortable. I think I do need to lower that camera. We got to go to, that pin right there. Next time, that's where I'll set it.
All right.
Because this camera, I look low on this camera, and it's even worse on the YouTube feed because there's more room up here. We get another, this much.
Another inch or so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll lower it. So it's back to the third pin, which is good to know.
It is good to know. I mean, that's a new angle too. So I mean, we didn't know what it was going to look like when we first set it up.
Yeah. Well, Casey says it looks comfortable. It is comfortable, Casey. It's much comfortable than it was before.
Gets to relax, have a chat.
Yeah.
Mind you, this is the first time we went live, and we're not doing too bad.
Yeah. We're over an hour now, right?
Yeah.
Oh, are we?
107.
Yeah.
Nice.
Not too bad.
And then, the desk will come back when Casey comes back. Unless
it
we
will.
could also put him at a chair, like
Right.
Will, if that's what.
Get him all comfortable so
Yeah.
nobody's.
Yeah, take him away from the desk. We can build a little platform for his fucking soundboard so he can do the sound effects.
I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to get away from the soundboard.
No.
I saw that and I was like, he's not going to give up the soundboard now. Damn it. Yeah.
He loves that soundboard. It works out too.
I like it too.
It gives a little bit more energy.
Yeah, right.
Casey's energy.
Casey energy. I missed the snark.
The snark is the biggest thing that's missing out of these right now. I could do it, but I wouldn't justify. It wouldn't be as justified by him.
You wouldn't do it justice.
Exactly. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
See, look at that. Correcting
Anyway.
me already.
What do you guys think? You want to end our first live stream to ourselves?
No, I don't. But we.
You
will.
wanna keep going?
But we will.
You like it?
I love it.
Will's a fan.
Oh yeah, he gets
Of
to
live
kick
stream?
back in
Yeah.
a chair.
Yeah,
Look at
you
how
bet.
relaxed he is. He
I
has
know.
a chair, a boom
This
arm,
is what we really need to
relaxed.
do for Will was move him into the leather chairs and put him on camera. Now he's stoked.
He's all for
Oh,
it.
I'm a ham. I'm definitely. It's.
Remember, we said
So
he's
when
the
I was
talent.
when I was younger and elementary school ish, I actually did a comedy, almost like a stand up.
Oh yeah.
When I was I mean I don't think I was even 12 years old, and I had the whole school in stitches, and it was a lot of fun. And I thought, well, you know what? I could be an entertainer. I have no idea. I mean, I was less than 12 years old, but it's like I got a bug. And it's like, but we didn't have a arts department that promoted plays like they do in high school.
Well, you still partially went the direction, just the wrong way.
Kevin, what do you mean by that?
Do you really want me to say it?
Casey pointed out that you have a 6x60 on deck.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. But unfortunately, we don't have the time for that. in this live podcast
What I was saying is, you live the rock and roll life without actually having a rock and roll.
without being a rock and roller.
No, seriously, Casey, if you want to move to a leather chair, we can set you up like we set up Will, just in a different spot. Get rid of the desk entirely.
And we'll figure out the soundboard.
Yeah, we'll figure out the rest. Anyway, I enjoyed being live. It's basically the same thing we do, but it has a different feel to it somehow.
Yeah, it feels more
Engaging.
somewhat. I mean, we have a lot of slow sections, but I think that's just because we're trying to figure out what we're going to talk about, and not much is going on right now with us.
No, it's pretty quiet. We're waiting for ski season to start.
As soon as ski season starts, it's going to be a lot of snowboarding.
The
stories.
shop's been slow. I've been,
Yep.
We're kind of melancholy because we're missing one of our guys.
right? All right, let's end this. And we're going to do the same thing next week. 11 o'clock we're going to do next week
I
and
think
going
so.
forward?
I think we'll try for 11.
All right.
Until tourism gets going.
And then it'll be whenever we close.
Yeah.
Well, it's Wednesdays, and ski season I think will still be okay. I think our biggest problem is going to be when summer rolls around.
Oh, yeah, when we're really busy.
Like
Yeah,
if we're still
that
doing
makes
this
sense.
next summer,
That makes
because that's when
sense.
midweek gets busy too.
Yeah.
All right. Anything you guys want to say to close? Because I think I'm done.
Have a good night.
Well, guys, that was another Daily Torch. This time we came live to you. If you guys made it this far, go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next stream.